Guys to take out the box office. And yeah, every movie that I've been tracking does have numbers except for Downton Abbey: A New Era, which are available on Box Office Mojo, I think. But I don't know if the site's still updating. No, it isn't. So Downton Abbey is the only movie as of this moment doesn't have any international sales to the movie. So yeah, this is Downton Abbey. I think the Bad Guys doesn't have either, which is I can see if the Bad Guys is updated. So Bad Guys, yeah, Bad Guys it hasn't updated either at 225 million. Numbers as it has 225 million, so we'll put at 225. Yeah, Bad Guys is at 225 million dollars, and yeah, we'll Jurassic World Dominion. We're gonna talk about Jurassic World first. Okay, Jurassic World Dominion opens to $389 million worldwide, which, yep, this movie is guaranteed to make money. Currently, the movie is in the red of like 21 million, but it's gonna make back its money so fast that it's not really gonna matter. Okay, that's like 20 million. That's gonna be like one day of the box office for this movie, be on like Monday, and will this movie make $1 billion? It probably will, because the international number box office eats these movies up a lot. The movie is the world's grossing of the three Jurassic World movies. These by where's Fallen Kingdom? I can't find Fallen Kingdom. Okay, this is for original screenplay movies. Apparently, Jurassic World Dominion's original screenplay. That's not really original screenplay, but Universal. So how does this compare to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Where is it? I'm actually let's put the comparison. That's the all time. So yeah, how does it compare to the Jurassic World universe? How does it compare to the last entry in the series? So it is basically doing like the same as Fallen Kingdom. Fallen Kingdom made 148 million, so this movie's doing slightly worse than Fallen Kingdom. And I don't know how well it opened worldwide. But yeah, that means this movie is gonna end up over $400 million domestically. If it's doing slightly worse than Fallen Kingdom, $400+ million domestically is guaranteed, and it'll probably do slightly better. It'll probably do around the same as Fallen Kingdom internationally, which means there was a chance that Avatar: The Way of the Water might be the highest grossing movie of the year, which is, unless that movie has a colossal drop like The Matrix Resurrections did, which again, I was expecting Matrix Resurrections to be one of the highest grossing movies of last year, and it didn't become one of the highest grossing movies of last year. So just because something is a popular franchise doesn't mean it makes a lot of money. That's the Matrix Resurrections. But overall, Fallen Kingdom and the Dominion should do pretty well. Unless it has like some insane legs, which I think it's going to have your standard blockbuster legs. It drops like 60%, and it drops like 40% each week after, which means it's going to gross over $400 million domestically, more than likely. And its international sales is, I don't know if it's doing as well as Fallen Kingdom. It's doing worse in China because China doesn't like Hollywood, but the China numbers is encouraging for like Alita 2 or something like that. If they want to release Alita 2, but they can't really, make money, maybe because it's China. Well, Jurassic World Dominion, as much as you like or hate Hollywood releasing movies in China, no. Well, it's making some money there, so yeah. And also, it has been on the international box office only for last week. So, yeah. $389 million worldwide as well. And there was also a possibility we don't get a single $1 billion movie this year, which would be very, very strange if we don't. So, yeah. Jurassic World Dominion, and currently is gonna make money. So, Top Gun, which is probably gonna make more money than Doctor Strange, which is so fun, which will be pretty funny. That this movie is gonna make more money than an MCU movie, but the MCU movies of the year. But this movie dropped to 44% at the box office, and it's still having these insane rates. Typically, when another movie that is competing against a movie, it typically drops massively, but Top Gun didn't. Okay, it is starting to slow down in internet. It's starting to slow down in international because Jurassic Park released, and it'll probably continue to slow down internationally. But I think the domestic number is 500 plus million is guaranteed at this point. As well, it'll probably make around $30 million next week, which will add into like 450 million, 20 million the week afterwards, another 10 million because there's no movies coming out, and then it'll make like 500 plus $1 million. And who knows how much more money it would make sense then. But if it makes $500 million internationally, this movie is going to make $1 billion, basically. Agree. There is a huge possibility, huge chance that this movie makes $1 billion worldwide. Which will be the first billion. Unless Jurassic Park beats it first, or Minions, then this movie is going to make $1 billion. And it will be a big L for Disney because Doctor Strange couldn't hit $1 billion. Okay, Lightyear might not either because Lightyear has woke messages in it, which really shows that people don't want wokeness in the movies. Okay, people really don't want it, and people say, "But cinema's dying." Oh yeah, when the Oscars and all the companies are trying to push all this wokeness, and that's all they care about in movies is woke as an agenda. It really shows you that that's why nobody watches the Oscars, because nobody wants to watch a bunch of woke people talk about how great everything is, how great this is, how amazing these movies are, when there's a bunch of woke pieces of garbage that no one watches because nobody likes woke stuff. But yep, Top Gun Maverick, it's not woke and it's making money, which would send a message. All the movies besides The Northman and Morbius, all movies that made money this year are not really that woke, outside Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Okay, and that movie pissed off a lot of people. Because a lot of people were heavily anticipating Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. And a lot of people came out of the theaters, who go to theaters, most of the movie-going, theater-going people, came out of the theaters disappointed with the movie. Okay, and with the internet age, a movie needs to be well-liked by the people to make money. Not just the critics. Okay, nobody gives a crap about what the critics think. Nobody gives a flying crap of what Rotten Tomatoes thinks anymore. Okay, it really depends on the word of mouth now. If a movie has a good word of mouth, you get Top Gun's numbers. But you also have the other side with Doctor Strange. And this movie's gonna pass Doctor Strange domestically as well. So, yeah. Next is Doctor Strange. Speaking of the devil, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which this is the actual updated box office, $940 million worldwide. Okay, this movie might see a boost from Lightyear, but I don't really think it will. I don't really think it will get much of a boost, because Lightyear and Doctor Strange are two different movies. One's PG-13 and one's PG. So, yeah, Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, $940 million worldwide. Yep, this is not making $1 billion. I can call it right now, not making $1 billion. I have been saying this. This movie is performing like Batman vs. Superman. Batman vs. Superman was expected to make $1 billion, but it didn't, despite its opening. Okay, so yeah, Doctor Strange is not going to make $1 billion. Disney fanboys and Marvel fanboys can cry all they want, but it's still not going to make $1 billion. Bob's Burgers movie, a movie that literally no one asked for, this is the actual worldwide numbers. I'm not tracking this movie because there's no budget for the movie. I will track newer movies like once the budget comes out for the movies, and of course any movies that you request they want me to put in that has a budget for it. For example, for what requests like Infinity War, because I didn't put Infinity War, but I put Endgame's numbers in. But Bob's Burgers the movie is a flop. We don't know the budget for the movie, but it's not really doing too well at the worldwide box office. The Bad Guys, again, this movie is, starting to fade out because, again, the movie has been out for like 2 months now. It's coming on Blu-ray and DVD in like 2 weeks. And it's already on digital. And it's probably coming out on streaming very soon as well. So yeah, very very good one for a movie based off an IP. Based again. This is based off. It is based off a children's book series. It is an adaptation of a children's book series, but again, this is a new franchise to Hollywood, and the fact that it has basically become a sleeper hit. This movie has become a sleeper hit. This movie was expected to flop. It was expected to not do too well, but it's become a sleeper hit. It has grown on people, despite not really being advertised as much. It was expected to even be beaten by The Northman at the box office. It was expected to open to 10 million, but opened to 20 million. This movie is beating the quote unquote expectations at the box office, and this movie is not a part of a franchise either. Just like Northman and Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, which both flopped. So you got one movie out of that week that did do well. The other two didn't really do too well. So Bad Guys again, doing extremely well at the box office. And I put the numbers in for this movie. It's made like $39 to $40 million, which is a good amount of money for DreamWorks. So Downton Abbey, A New Era again. This movie at this current moment is a box office flop. And this might actually be the full numbers. If this is the full numbers for the week, this is pretty bad numbers for this movie. $84 million worldwide. This movie's at a negative $16 million worldwide. Yeah, this movie, we're not gonna get Downton Abbey free. That's not gonna happen. Okay, Downton Abbey 2 had abysmal legs at the box office, despite they're saying it had decent legs. But yeah, because the opening was so low that it didn't really do too well. Yeah. Next is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Again, this movie, is doing really well. $82 million. This movie is not part of any franchise, not part of any, film series. And it made this much money. So, it is the all-time movie domestically for A24 releases as well. So, this movie, it's also, I think, the highest grossing A24 release of all time. So, this is a huge success for a non-franchise movie. This movie is A24's most successful movie. It beat Moonlight's worldwide gross. It beat Lady Bird worldwide as well. So it's A24's best-selling movie of all time. Yeah, they're probably not going to make a sequel, but this movie, compared to Men and X, okay, which were both woke piles of garbage. Zola, another woke pile of garbage that no one watched. Okay, and then some Western movies that they release. But this is A24's most successful movie in history. And it's mostly down to word of mouth. This movie made this much money because people were just telling people, go see this movie, go watch this movie. And it shows you how much. It's the same thing with The Bad Guys. And same thing with Top Gun. Word of mouth can save a movie from bombing, not the critics. Okay, nobody gives a crap about the critics. Okay, word of mouth can make a movie a super hit, especially with the internet now, the internet age. You have all these people telling you to go see Everybody Everywhere at Once, not just the quote unquote movie critics, because nobody gives a crap about their opinion. They gave Cuties an 86%. Their opinions are invalid, okay, because they gave Cuties an 86%. But people who went to go see this movie in the theaters, were telling people, go see this movie, go watch this movie. This movie is a masterpiece, go watch it. Okay, people, of all demographics, not just the quote-unquote movie critics, which are most of the people who go watch these movies, these typically do. Most of the people who go watch these movies. Oh, actually, it's Hereditary. Moonlight made $65 million. Hereditary made $81 million. So it beat Hereditary as A24's highest-selling movie of all time, which is pretty good. And it beat Moonlight. It beat Lady Bird as well. I think this movie is a movie that A24 should be proud of making. So, yeah. I think it will probably make a couple million more dollars worldwide. It'll probably make it might even meet $90 million if it starts to pick up the international box office for this movie. But yeah, I think that this with The Bad Guys and, a movie like, for example, Sonic 2, most of the people who went to go see Sonic 2 or go buy it on Blu-ray if they couldn't see the movie on theaters, day one, or watch it day one on Paramount Plus, were the Sonic fan base, was the established fan base. But for a non-franchise movie, you need to have word of mouth. Okay, bad guys. Top Gun is a power, not a power franchise, but word of mouth is making Top Gun a success. Bad guys, Lost City. Okay, actual positive word of mouth, not memes. Okay, like actual go see this movie, is to watch this movie. Okay, the bad guys is an example of this. Everything Everywhere All at Once is an example of this. The Lost City and Top Gun Maverick are all examples of this. No matter what, the Rotten Tomatoes establishment says, nobody cares what they think. Okay? Because for example, they think Bohemian Rhapsody is a 60% on Rotten Tomatoes. They really think that it's a 60%, which really baffles me that movie got a 60%. Really baffles me. But, next is Sonic 2. Yeah, we'll talk about Sonic 2 again. The movie, yeah, they have not updated the international box office for this movie for a while. This movie worldwide at $397 million worldwide. Sonic will probably inch its way toward and pass $400 million just like Uncharted did. This movie is doing like Uncharted numbers, so it might even pass Uncharted worldwide. Which means the only two movies that will not pass will be Sonic 1, the first one. I think it has passed Sonic 1. It won't pass Rampage, and it won't pass Pikachu. Those are the Sonic 2 didn't make $400 million worldwide, but this movie will probably pass Uncharted because box office worldwide this movie had $387 million worldwide. So they have not updated this movie's worldwide total. Just like how they haven't updated Rita's total to $405 million. They haven't ever updated that. Firestarter for some reason has had a resurgence in the theaters. Yeah, this movie, no one watched it. Again, $50 million budget, and they couldn't even make that back. So, a remake that really no one asked for. Yeah, this movie is a box office failure, regardless if you like this movie or not. So, and yeah, The Lost City as well. Another movie, we're going to stop talking about that movie, but Lost City, again, word of mouth. I think, no, not Sonic 2. Word of mouth really, really helped this movie. Okay, this is positive word of mouth, because this movie had abysmal wigs at first, and then you look at the wigs got bad. That's positive word of mouth. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Top Gun as well. Bad guys, positive word of mouth. And of course, this movie will continue making money through streaming, Blu-ray, and DVD as more and more people go watch the movie as well. Same thing with the bad guys. Same thing with Everything Everywhere All at Once. Everything Everywhere All at Once is now on streaming and on digital now. So, yeah, Lost City is also on Paramount as well as Sonic 2. The fact that Sonic 2 also took a dip from Paramount Plus as well. But this movie was still making money even with streaming. It being out on Paramount Plus for a month. So, this movie was still making money in June. That tells you the positive word of mouth. Which means, movies that people actually want to see. People actually want to see. Okay, this movie is a movie that people actually wanted to see, and that's why it made this much money. Sonic 2, people actually want to see Sonic 2. Okay, in the theaters. Okay, I'm not a person who goes to the movie theaters. I don't really go to the movie theaters. Maybe go once every other year. Okay. The last time we really went to the movie theaters was 2015. Okay, 2015, basically. And, yeah. Yeah. And The Lost City made $183 million worldwide. Again, movies that people actually want to see, unlike Booksmart. Okay, a movie that bombed at the box office that had a 97% Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, movies that people actually want to see, like The Bad Guys. Okay, not Downton Abbey 2. Okay, Top Gun, and also we could also talk about other movies like The Batman. Yeah, The Batman again already had a pre-established fan base, but a lot of people actually wanted to see The Batman. Of course, there were some people like John Talks who hated the movie before it came out because Robert Pattinson was in it, which is completely and utterly stupid. They hate a movie just because you don't like an actor because he starred in 4 bad movies, therefore he's a bad actor. Okay, that he hated himself. Okay, I think the Robert Pattinson redemption story will continue throughout this decade. Okay, The Batman and Tenet are 2 movies that were acceptable, and I think will continue to clear his name from Twilight. Okay, that those four horrible movies that have left a stain on his record forever. Okay, but yep, and yeah, Jurassic World Dominion as much again, just like Uncharted. No one this movie made $489 million. Despite, the tomatoes said the movie's bad. I don't want to see it now. Oh no, this movie might be bad because no one gives a crap about. And again, I also posted a poll. And guess what? Most people who actually watched the movie. Okay, I had to make sure you actually watched the movie in theaters. Okay, you can't just be, oh yeah, I watched the trailer, therefore I think the movie's good. No, you have to actually watch the movie in theaters. I did the same thing with Top Gun. There was 10% of people who said the movie was bad. Probably Tom Cruise's haters, because he's a Scientologist, so they hate him because of that. Like, I know several people who hate Tom Cruise because of that, and I hold the Scientology thing against Tom Cruise as well. Okay, but again, you have to separate that whole Scientology thing from Tom Cruise as an actor. Okay, you really have to separate that. Okay, Tom Cruise made some really good movies. He also made some pretty mediocre movies, like the first Mission Impossible, which again, but first Mission Impossible I think is the worst of the series so far. I think of all the Mission Impossible movies, the first one is the worst. That's in my opinion. But the first Mission Impossible is the worst movie in the series. Okay. Second was okay, and the third one was okay. I really liked Fallout. That was a really good movie. Mission Impossible Fallout. It was a really, really well made movie. It had really good acting in the movie. But the old Mission Impossible movies, I just think it's just the age of the movies that it just really hampers on you when you watch those movies. But again, I didn't grow up with Mission Impossible, so I don't really have any nostalgia bias towards those movies either. So yeah. So Jurassic World Dominion, despite this, again, further proves that nobody trusts these, idiots at Rotten Tomatoes. No one trusts these idiots at Rotten Tomatoes. If people did, the Northman would have made like $500 million domestically. It depends if people actually want to see a movie or not. Okay, and yeah, next week we have Lightyear. That's gonna be the real test of the Disney boycott. That's gonna be the real test. If Lightyear even underperforms the quote unquote expectations. Okay, because Jurassic World Dominion actually overperformed expectations. Because they were expecting this movie to open to $125 million worldwide. Because they were expecting, but people won't watch it because Rotten Tomatoes said it was bad. Okay, no one gives a crap about Rotten Tomatoes, what they think. Because Venom did well and had a worse score. Okay, Venom had a worse score than Jurassic World Dominion, and that movie made $800 million worldwide. Okay, because people actually want to see Venom as well. And the second movie still didn't get good reviews because I liked both of the Venom movies. I like them both. They're both amazing movies, in my opinion. They're not masterpieces, but they're both amazing movies to watch. Okay? I liked both of them. They're both good movies, and I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes thinks. I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes thinks. I don't care what, Metacritic critics think. Okay? I don't care about any of these bozos. And yeah. And yeah, we're going to watch Rotten Tomatoes again. IMDb is mostly the same people, mostly the early reviews. It's really hamper a movie's reputation with IMDb is really the early reviews. Okay, I don't know if the score will go up on IMDb for Jurassic World Dominion or stay at 6 out of 10. But if Jurassic World Dominion was a Disney movie, it had a 7 out of 10. Just like the last that I did, which really proves that there's a Disney bias on IMDb, on Rotten Tomatoes, on Metacritic. Okay, the audience score again, which is fixed and rigged against Disney movies. I think the audience score is going back to normal for movies. 79% audience score. Okay, I think that would be an accurate score for the actual audience score because you have the more critical people who hate the movie, But most of the people who are going to get it just to have a good time are going to like it. So it's gonna. I think with the exception of Disney movies, you could at least trust the audience score again. Sonic movie. Again, this movie isn't as loved as Sonic 2 or Top Gun because you have the more critical people who do not like the movie as well. The more critical people. But if people are saying that if you like the Jurassic Park movies, if you like the Jurassic World movies, and this score is very similar to the score I got when I posted So it's very similar to the score I got. The audience score is very similar. So I think the real score, the real percentage of people like it, so 80% of people actually like this movie. And 20% are the more critical people, or those the people who just hate everything. Like, hate everything that comes out and just want to hate on it just because it makes money. So, overall, that is it about this video about the box office. And, yeah. And also, you still can't pre-order this Jurassic World Dominion on Blu-ray. Yeah. You can pre-order Doctor Strange now, but you can't pre-order Jurassic World Dominion. It makes no sense. Okay, the movie has been out for 2 days, and Universal it's usually pretty good with the Blu-ray releases. It says, and pre-orders. Goodbye. Actually, gotta see. No, you still can't pre-order Jurassic World Dominion. It still only says 4K. They have not updated at all. But yeah, you can pre-order Doctor Strange if you really want to on Blu-ray. But yeah, I don't think anyone will, because MCU's dying, and Disney, will eventually fall if they continue down the woke path. Again, eventually, every empire falls at one point. Goodbye.